This is Lookup Channel. Today we are covering the following topics on the war in Ukraine. It's the 575th day of the war. Large-scale rocket attack on Ukraine. Russia steals at least $14.3 million worth of coal mined in Ukraine. Ukraine hit the Largescale airfield in Crimea with Neptune missiles. Large-scale rocket attack on Ukraine on September 21st. Russian troops continue firing missiles at the civilians in Ukraine. During the night of September 21st, the Russians launched a massive missile attack on the territory of the country. 10 people were injured in Cherkasy due to a rocket attack on a hotel building. 10 more people were evacuated. One person was rescued from under the rubble. Kyiv Mayor Volodymyr Klitschko reported a number of explosions in the city. There are victims, including a child. 3 people were killed and 5 injured in Kherson. The Russians hit residential buildings, a warehouse and an educational institution in its suburbs. The head of the Lviv Regional Military Administration, Maxim Kozitsky, reported 3 missile strikes on the territory of Drohobych, west of Ukraine. 2 of them hit an industrial object. A 3-story warehouse building caught fire on the site, and the fire spread over an area of about 30 square meters. Kharkiv Mayor Ihor Terekov reported damage to civilian infrastructure and the destruction of a warehouse building. He noted that there were 2 injured people who were hospitalized. Ukrainian Air Defense Forces successfully intercepted and destroyed 36 out of 47 targets throughout the territory of Ukraine. General Valery Zaluzhnyi, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, said that the Russian army used strategic aviation aircraft for this missile attack. Preliminarily, about 10 Tu-95 aircraft were lifted into the sky to launch dozens of X-101/X-555 missiles. Ukraine launched a massive missile attack on a Russian base in Crimea. This was reported by the Defense Forces of Ukraine. The strike was carried out on the Largescale military airfield in the temporarily occupied peninsula. It is noted that there were at least 12 combat aircraft, Su-24 and Su-30, at the airfield at that time, as well as Panzer manpads. There was also a training base for Mojahir drone operators. The Russian Ministry of Defense later confirmed a massive drone attack. Without providing any evidence, the Russian authorities stated that 19 drones were shot down over the Black Sea. Russia steals at least $14.3 million worth of coal mined in Ukraine. Russia has exported coal mined in Ukrainian-occupied territories to Turkey. The investigation was carried out by Reuters with reference to data of Russian customs. According to the data, from February to July 2023, about 160,400 tons of coal from temporarily occupied Donetsk and Luhansk oblasts of Ukraine were exported to Turkey. Trade supplier data reviewed by Reuters showed coal from at least 10 producers was sent to Turkey between February and July. The figures showed that Turkey was the largest exporter of coal from the Russia-occupied regions, accounting for 95% of deliveries. 3 of 10 companies confirmed that they supplied coal to Turkey. Journalists found out that coal from the annexed territories of Ukraine was supplied to Turkey from the ports of Rostov-on-Don and Novorossiysk, connected by railway lines with Donetsk and Luhansk. The US and European Union authorities completely banned the import of goods from the occupied Ukrainian territories of Donetsk and Luhansk regions in February 2022. Turkey, which is in NATO, did not impose restrictions on trade with Russia and the occupied territories. Moreover, with the strengthening of sanctions against Russia, Turkey has become one of the key countries thanks to which the Russian Federation manages to circumvent the restrictions imposed against it. These were the latest news on the war in Ukraine. Please subscribe to stay updated on the recent events.